Hi, I'm Dana. I will be discussing my final project for the Equity and Diversity class. What I decided to do was a unit plan because I thought this would be the most useful for me. So I'll start off by talking about the background of my community. Which the community that I did was Garfield, New Jersey. So a little about Garfield. As you can see, I'm relating back to my group project, where is it? Community group report, as well as my individual. I'm not sure if you're, oh, there it is. So a little about Garfield. It is fairly a younger town, which is letting me know that younger families may live there, and a lot of families with young children. What I'm going to highlight on now, most individuals who do live in the town of Garfield are white, 76.7% to be exact, but it also has a high number of Hispanics, 32.2%, and then followed by African American descent and many others. What I want to really emphasize about Garfield is within just the public schools alone, from what I was told about when we went to go visit the town of Garfield, was 28 languages are spoken within just the high school alone. So that really shows what a diverse town Garfield, New Jersey is. Just, a town that has 28 languages spoken. That right there, I think, tells me the most about Garfield. Also, some of the other demographics, it is fairly divided. Most evident, there is half of it is about a little bit more of a wealthy population, and the other half is a little bit of lower income families live there, and it's very evident when you do go to visit Garfield. So the population who does not make as much money is much more evident in the schools. Many of the wealthier families send their children to private schools according to the research that we've done. So in that said, we mostly for this unit plan, we are talking about individuals who do come from lower income families, and it's a very diverse population. So that's the background. So now the key components of my final project. Sorry, it's a little shaky. I'm using my phone. So again, I did a unit plan. I'm sorry, this is my little introduction. I've decided to do health for 8th graders because it just seemed interesting. A main topic of the unit plan is nutrition. The category would be how to lose, maintain, and gain weight, not just now, but throughout their life. So it's very detailed. I'll give you a little scroll. I have all my objectives that meet with the content standards that everyone can look up, and each subject has their own content standards, which everyone should be aware of. And then there's my goals that I go into. There's goals for each and every day, as well as an overall goal, which I will get to next. So the main part of this would be nutrition and how to be also culturally responsive throughout this lesson plan, because we're going to start with nutrition, some basics on Monday. Let me see if you could see my mouse there. Nutrition's basic on Monday, and then we're going to go into individual. Of course, we also have our disability considerations, as well as our English language learners considerations throughout the lesson plan, which you can take a look at if you decide to click on my lesson plan to view it. Let's see what else we have. So most importantly, what I want to go into on Monday, the students are going to be doing homework. Each student must log in. There it is. Must log in everything they eat, when they eat it, for at least 2 days. This assignment will help lead into the Wednesday concept. So, Tuesday, let's go into Tuesday. So they're going to start talking about gaining, losing, maintaining weight on Tuesday, and then there's our formative assessment. The students will be asked to write the following. You can tell me one tip for losing weight, one tip for maintaining weight, one tip for gaining weight, which is the most important to you and why, and of course to ask me any questions that they may have not wanted to ask in front of their own group. Let's see what else. Wednesday's a big part of it. Let's see. Wednesday they're going to be given the project that they're going to start, hopefully finish in class, but if not, I will allow them to take home. Identify your own personal goal: losing weight, maintaining weight, gain weight, build muscle, train for a specific sport, etc. But mainly we will be focusing on the three main groups which they will be a part of: losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight. Also, doesn't have to be about themselves. You can be just learning information for another person. So here is an individual. You're going to calculate how many calories you need to consume. Plan your meals for 7 days. But here's the big one, where we are going to really tie in our community and everything we discuss in this class this semester. You may only use places within the town of Garfield. So this is forcing you to get to know your town, as well as we're going to talk about things about being on a budget. So this will really show you what the struggles would be. Maybe on like a fixed income. If you don't have a license, you can only be around your town. So this is really tying in a lot. We're going to talk about how everyone has different needs and different considerations that you need to consider, which is definitely being culturally responsive. We're also going to tie in and talk about a lot of different foods from different cultures, especially within my classroom and in the town of Garfield. 4-minute assessment. Again here, you are going to be building off the homework I gave you on Monday. So you're going to be asked to, again, use from Monday, what you're going to need to change. So you logged personally first what you were eating. Now you're going to write down what you need to change in order to meet the personal goal that you set. Alright, so Thursday is just kind of not almost a review day, but tying in different subjects or different topics that we're going to be covering and how nutrition relates to almost everything else you do, including schoolwork and stuff like that. But the big one that we're tying into is Friday. Friday, which will be their actual summative assessment, will be what I want them to get out of this lesson. So they're going to be asked to compare their first food log to their new plan they created, and I'm going to ask them to now tie this into lifelong. So what I find important in my classes or in my classroom is knowing that what I'm teaching you is important for the rest of your life. So this is how we're going to do that. A lifelong food plan with the goals that we've just learned about. So they're going to have the entire period, and for, again, English language learners and disability, they may need to take it home, and it's something that we need to be aware of. Let's go back. I'm sorry. So they're going to get the whole period to use what they have, so they could also use their computer and things like that. They need to show me where they got the food, which, again, has to be somewhere in Garfield. So the menu, the calorie count, how much it costs, a whole bunch of stuff I need to be aware of. And again, this is their final project, so it's like their exam at the end. It's very important that we do this, and I think it ties in very, very well. Again, some of the things at the end. Content, yes, it is 8th grade health class for Garfield Middle School. All students would be doing this. They aligned in the standards for health and physical education, comprehensive health and physical education. My rationale is I think everyone needs to learn how about nutrition and this specifically to them and how it's going to apply for the rest of their life, really affect the rest of their life. I tried to tailor this as much as I can to the students that live in Garfield, because many of them will wind up staying in Garfield, or if not, live in a town that is very similar to Garfield. Long term, of course, it is long term because of everything I just said. Monday's assignment is leading right up to Fridays, and hopefully this is something that they're going to keep using on their everyday life. English language learners and students with disabilities, of course, they are accommodated for throughout my lesson plan. They are within my lesson plan. If you scroll through day by day, I have considerations for the both of them where I think is needed. Of course, I'm not geared toward any specific child, but because of what was asked of me for the project, in general, I have some considerations that I think need to be considered. And finally, at the end, it goes into my proposal, which should have been at the beginning, but for some odd reason, my computer did not want to work for me, and it won't allow me to put it first. I'm not sure why. But basically, it goes into everything that I did say. It meets all the standards, again, because these are things that they are required to know, and I'm taking the information that they are required to know and making it as relevant to their daily lives as I possibly could have. I'm using their cultures and tying them in. I forgot to mention, but part of the lesson we're talking about comfort food. So a little tip for educators, especially phys ed and health ones, you can talk about comfort foods and how they relate into what you're eating and, fitness goals. A student's comfort food will, tell you a lot about them as well. And that's very important to get to know them. Let's see if I can get this down. It worked. Anything else? Overall goal of the lesson is to have students know to gain weight, and maintain weight throughout their life. And then the daily goals, which you can just see on my actual plan. Again, this is just going into everything that I talked about. Hopefully you can go onto the website and just see everything, because it's really hard to actually talk about every single little thing on my lesson plan. It is, 17 pages long. That's a lot. I hope this helped, and I hope, for future uses, feel free to use any of my ideas. And that's about it. Thanks.